Google just dropped Nano Banana Pro, and these images are so good that people are wondering if AI just replaced photographers forever. Let's dive right into Nano Banana Pro and see what all the fuss is about. Starting off with what makes Nano Banana way more powerful than the regular Nano Banana. Nano Banana got an upgrade because Gemini 3 just launched, and Gemini 3 was integrated with Nano Banana to make Nano Banana Pro. They say that Gemini 3 combined with Nano Banana can get accurate educational explainers to learn more about new subjects like context-rich infographics, diagrams based on content you provide, or facts from the real world. Nano Banana Pro can also connect to Google's search to help you create a quick snapshot for recipes or visualize real-time information like weather or sports. We can see here in this example here where we see this plant that is the input image and the output image is this diagram. The prompt was create an infographic about this plant focusing on interesting information. So it was very broad, and the infographic came back with this information where you see it has string of turtles. It gives you the location it's from. Then it gives you even a microscopic view of it with the leaf patterns as well as the growth patterns and care essentials. So you'll be able to care about the plant all just with broad instructions. It doesn't just stop there. This prompt was create an infographic that shows how to make elachi chai, and it gives you a step-by-step infographic from the ingredients like water, milk, tea leaves, powder, sugar, and ginger. And it takes you through boiling the water, adding tea and spices, pouring the milk in, simmer and steep, and then even straining the tea to make the actual drink that you want. They also have another example here where they use Nano Banana Pro to pull in real weather via the search to build a pop art infographic based on the weather. As you see here, it looks like a comic strip. And it doesn't just stop there. They say that Nano Banana Pro is the best model for creating images with correctly rendering the label text directly into the image, whether you're looking for a short tagline or a long paragraph. And this is really good if you want to make mock-ups. And this is not even the best feature for Nano Banana, which we'll get into later on, the actual power of Nano Banana and why this may replace photographers forever. But if you want to keep up the latest and greatest AI news, you should definitely like and subscribe. But one powerful technique for Nano Banana is it to create mockups or posters with wider variety of textures, fonts, and calligraphy. With Gemini's enhanced multilingual reasoning, you can generate text in multiple languages now. So you don't have to just be in your native tongue. You can actually do different text in infographics using different languages, which can really help for those bilingual speakers and people who have a wider audience. We can see examples here of the mockups that it can create, where you see that it's this image of this astronaut in a city, and then you can see the different mockups to the right, which is the output image. This is a black and white storyboard sketch showing the established shot, medium shot, close-up, and POV shot for a film scene. The prompt was create a storyboard for the scene, and you see that they were able to create it. It looked like somebody hand drawn it. You even see this one where you see these buildings and you have Berlin spelt within the city itself. The prompt was view of a cozy street in Berlin on a bright sunny day. Stark shadows. The old house are oddly shaped like letters that spell out Berlin, colored in blue, red, white, and black. The houses still look like houses, and the resemblance of the letters is subtle. Not only that, you can even make these logos, which the prompt was make 8 minimalistic logos, each an expressive word, and make letters convey a message of sound, visuals to express the meaning of this word in a dramatic way. Composition, flat, vector, rendering all logos in black on a single white background. Where it has crash, it looks like crash, like somebody actually crashed into the letters. And you see below it has drip. And the words are drippy. It's literally like the letters are melting. Squeeze, you can definitely tell that it's being squeezed together. So Gemini 3 plus Nano Banana was able to understand what each word meant and give the words each characteristics. Even when you see up top where you see shiver, wobble, roar, they all have their own characteristics with the same word. Here's another one right here where they're able to turn the drink image into a Korean text, but using the same ad. So they didn't have to change anything else besides the words, and you can have the same ad placement. That can definitely different marketing campaigns and budget. So instead of having somebody else recreate the image in a different language, You could just use the same image and have Nano Banana redo the wording, and it comes out pretty nice. Even from somebody who doesn't know what it actually says, the font and the calligraphy on the actual bottle still looks like it contains the same type of style and font for the new soda cans. You have this typography one, which is really good as well. And then they have this one where it's a wood chuck, where it's created an image showing the phrase, how much wood could a chuck, if a woodchuck could chuck wood, made out of wood, chucked by a woodchuck, right? And it's pretty on the nose and funny, but the actual output isn't all that bad. I think that these are definitely a huge upgrade from where it was previously, but now with Gemini 3, with Nano Banana, it's definitely a game changer. But that's not going to replace photographers. That may add on to it. But the last thing we're going to talk about actually may really crush that. The last thing may actually really change how photographers are used forever. Before that, let's talk about how Nano Banana can use consistency by design. With Nano Banana, you can blend more elements than ever before. They said they could use up to 14 images and maintain the consistency and resemblance of up to 5 people. Whether turning sketches into products or blueprints into photorealistic 3D structures, you can now bridge the gap between concept and creation. You can see that here where they have this group of different plush toys all huddled up around the TV screen. And this prompt is a medium shot of the 14 fluffy characters sitting squeezed together side by side in a warm fabric sofa and on the floor. They're all facing forwards, watching the vintage wooden box television set placed on a low wooden table in front of the sofa. The room is dim lit with warm light from the window on the left and the gloom from the TV illuminating the creatures' faces and fluffy textures. The background is cozy, slightly cluttered living room with the braided rug, a bookshelf with old books, a rustic kitchen elements in the background. The overall atmosphere is warm, cozy, and amused. And I think they definitely captured all of that. They even have words as person. They're working on the dress. You see that they have 6 elements in this versus that 14 elements with all the cozy plush animals sitting together. But this one has 6 elements, but it looks like it's a real photo. Even has the different art pieces like the chair, the plants, and the art painting, and the dress put together. Here's another one where they combine these different images to make this futuristic space astronaut on the beach of some type of foreign planet. The prompt is combine these images into a appropriately arranged cinematic image in 16:9 font. It doesn't just stop there. You're able to also get a few different people where you see they have this image of 5 different people in this dog, and they're putting it into this new scene, and all the people remain consistent to their characters, even the dog. And it looks like this photo was taken by some type of luxury brand like a Vogue, all done without a photographer. But I think this one right here is really what's going to take the cake. With Nano Banana's Pro capabilities, you're able to adjust camera angles, change the focus, and apply sophisticated color grading or even transform scene lighting, changing day to night, or creating a bokeh effect. They said that your creations are ready for any platform, social media to print, where you can change any type of aspect ratio, be YouTube thumbnails or even Instagram or Snapchat reels, thanks to the range of available aspect ratios and available 2K to 4K resolution, which is really crazy. You can see this input image here where they have this 16:9 image, but you can see that they changed it to a vertical reel that can be posted on Instagram, that can be posted on TikTok as well. The prompt is change aspect ratio to 1:1 by reducing background. The character remains exactly locked in its current position, where it doesn't really change too much about the composition of the image. They also have this one where the prompt is turn this scene into nighttime, where you see this fox was changed into a nighttime image, and even you can see the light peering through the trees, which makes it very cinematic. Another one is generate an image with this intense chiaroscuro effect. I'm not sure if I said that word right. The man should retain the original features and expression. Introduce harsh, direct light appearing to come from above and slightly to the left, casting deep, defined shadow across the face. Only slivers of light illuminate his eyes and cheekbones. The rest of the face is in deep shadow. As you see here, it went from a pretty lit headshot to just one where the rest of his face is in shadows besides his eyes. Another one here is controlling the depth of field for a focal point, and the prompt is focus on the flowers. Where you see in the first input image, you can see that the focus was on the person, but in the second image, you can see that the flowers are unblurred. In the person, the background is a little bit more blurred out, changing the focus from one subject to another. This is something that would have to be done manually within a camera, and if the image was messed up here, it would be really hard for this to even come back to life and be brought back using Photoshop. Not saying it's impossible, but it would take a lot of time and restoration to get that done. But you can also drop an image into Google's AI and ask if this is an AI generated image now. And with Google's Synth ID, which is an invisible ID on Google's photos, you can get an answer back saying, yes, this is AI generated, or no, it's not. All within Google Gemini 3 and Nano Banana Pro. I think we all thought that Imagen and Nano Banana would be getting an update, but who knew it was going to be this huge? If you want to keep up with the latest and greatest AI news, you should definitely like and subscribe. With that being said, your boy Dex9 Dexter out.